What's up? Hello. This is your girl, Dior Tech. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up an iPad step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is click the home button here to get started. Oops, let's go back. Let's click the home button here to go started. So the first thing, my language is English, so we're going to push English. If you had any other languages that you need, that's what it would be. And then I'm in the United States, so I'm going to click United States. Now, this is a new feature that Apple has given us where you can quick start, or you can, pair it with your phone, or you can manually set it up yourself step by step. Trying to think. I'm going to set it up manually. I'm going to set my Wi-Fi up. Let's see here. Hold on one second. All right. Okay. Now that I've imported my Wi-Fi, I'm going to give it a minute to activate the iPad. Also, this is I believe this is the 6th generation that I have. I haven't upgraded yet, so don't worry about that. But I believe this is the iPad 6th generation. So right now, we're just going to wait for that to activate. It's taking a few minutes. I might cut this part out, so we're not just sitting here waiting. Okay, now the next slide is going to ask us about data and privacy. This is basically literally what it is, protecting your privacy. So we're going to click continue, and you can always click learn more. I'm going to set this feature up later in the settings because I'm going to be, whatever. Then this part right here, so it's going to give you a 6, that's 6, so yeah, that's going to give you a 6-digit option, but you can push passcode options. You can click a custom numeric, or a custom alphanumeric code. So the alphanumeric code, a lot of people don't know, this is when you can type in a code that you want to use for your iPad. And you also have the option to not use it and set that later up in settings. Right now, we're not going to use a code because you know how us humans get with passcodes. Okay, next step, apps and data. Choose how you want to transfer apps and data to the iPad. So this is where the step-by-step thing really comes in. So to avoid this part right here, remember in the beginning of the video how it said that did you want to transfer your data from iPhone to iPhone or iPad to iPad? Okay, next screen. So right now is the apps and data screen. So this is the screen where you can either restore from an iCloud backup, from a Mac or PC, or transfer directly from your iPad, or move data from an Android even, or don't transfer it and do that later in the settings. It gave us the option in the beginning to set up our iPad to phone, or like it says here, transfer directly. It gave us the option to transfer directly. Usually I would recommend this option to transfer directly, honestly. That's the option that I would use and I'm going to use, but I want to show you guys this video and kind of talk more in depth, so I didn't click that option because it's kind of like skipping right through this part. So if you want to, you could restore from an iCloud backup. You have to sign into the iCloud that you're currently on for that other device. That's why I believe that it's easier to just transfer directly from the iPad and just do the whole hold your phone up in front of the screen, that whole thing. But we're not going to transfer anything right now because I will be setting mine up later. The next part is where you set up your Apple ID. I'm not going to do that part right now. I'm going to set that up later. So I believe if we push this, yep, you can just push set up later in settings. You can also create one, and if you forgot, then that's between you and Apple. Alright, so we're not going to use one right now because I want to get to the point. Terms and conditions. Come on, let's be honest. Nobody's reading that. Everybody always pushes agree when they get a new iPad or iPhone. Now the next screen is telling you that you can automatically keep. It's going to tell, basically if you do this feature, it's going to tell your iPad that you can automatically update, that I want you to automatically update when a new feature comes out without me having to physically every time go into my Apple iPhone or iPad device, go into my settings, go to click the update button, click update, download now, do all that type of stuff. Instead, it'll just do it for you, and you'll wake up next day and your whole iPad be a whole new person. Location services, I would enable these in order to be able to do different things on like social media and other stuff like that. If you don't, well, let's go back for a minute. If you don't, and if you disable it, you might have a little trouble when it comes to doing stuff for location. So just be aware of that you might have to turn that feature on and off if that's how you're going to be. But Apple has gotten pretty good with the privacy and the location sharing thing, so I wouldn't worry about it. You can look at more information on it right here as well, but I wouldn't worry about it. They're pretty good with that. I'm not gonna lie. Siri, to be honest, Siri gets on my last nerve. I wish that's like something they really don't focus on. I notice that they don't update a lot, which I kind of wish they would update. So I don't know, but we'll get there. So I'm going to set that up later in settings, though. That's something you can set up later in settings as well. It's not really important, but we all know how Siri can get. Screen time is just showing you about how much screen time that you use. It's really more to me for like children and parental controls, as it says right here. But it does help you as an entrepreneur like me, or like people in the business, or like people that are trying to gauge and get a routine. It helps for different things like that, so you can see how much screen time and how much time you're wasting on your phone instead of doing something productive that you're supposed to be doing. Now, I get that we use these devices to take care of business. That's a different story, but I don't really think, I mean, this feature is kind of like really optional, but I don't need it, so I'm gonna set it up later in settings. iPad analytics, basically you automatically share any improvements to them that can be improved. It kind of sends like little diagnostics to them to help them improve the devices for us, honestly, to wrap up all of that. So we definitely gonna share that. Yeah, same thing with the app developers, so we'll definitely share that too. Appearance, I honestly prefer light. The dark one is sweet though. I haven't tried the dark one on the iPad, honestly, but it is sweet. I like how it looks, but we're going to keep it light just for the sake of this video because that's a little dark. Now that we set everything up, we can push get started and it'll bring us right into our iPad screen. Whoa, I did not mean to open that. Okay, now the first thing that I would recommend you do when you get your iPad, don't do this. Don't do this. This is what I don't want you to do when you first get your iPad. Do not do this. I'm gonna show you right now. My Wi-Fi sucks. Come on, man. It's like the circle of death. Welcome to the Apple Store. It's gonna let you know about how it's trusted, and they're gonna try to get you to sign up for Apple Arcade, and definitely turning off those ads. We don't even need that. What do you mean you can't connect? Don't embarrass me. See, Apple Arcade. It's gonna give you the features and stuff. To me, Apple Arcade, if you're not a gamer and you're not gonna be playing games, I don't really think you need Apple Arcade, to be honest. But this is what I don't want you to do. Before my iPad was acting slow, I don't want you to open your iPad and go to the Apple Store and type in Instagram. And this is what I don't want you to do, and I don't want you to go download it. The first thing, that's not the first thing you're supposed to do. The first thing that you're supposed to do is go to your settings. Since we didn't sign in, that's something that you probably should do. And after you do that, you need to come down here to your Apple Store and turn off automatic downloads. It's already off. Also, let's see, you need to go to iCloud Photos. Your photos. You need to turn off iCloud Photos. When you sign in, it's going to show up something talking about iCloud Photos. You need to turn that off. Also, you need to go to your camera. To go to your camera, you need to make sure that it's on this. Check your settings. You know what I'm saying? Adjust, make that passcode. Set your wallpaper up. How you want your display. See, I want mine on never. You need to go to your settings and go to each individual one and set everything up. You don't need to come here and do this. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Roblox. No, it's not, no. Because to be honest, the iPad's not even for what we be using it for. It's for business. This is the business tool. But we're not going to talk about that. Okay, it's going to keep popping stuff up like this too. Talking about finish your iCode. You had all this stuff to finish setting up. Not now. So, that's pretty much it, honestly. And then of course you got your iMessages. You can set your iMessages up, but you do that in the settings too. That's what I'm saying. Everything is pretty much needs to be set up in the settings, because see how I have nothing set up in the settings, and now I'm going to run into this. If I had it set up in the settings, I could just get into everything. Also, I'm going to show another video in depth about the Apple settings as well, but this video is more geared towards the setting up of the iPad, so I'm not going to go into that. When we set up the settings, I'm going to put you guys hip about the Apple Store, because when you set up your iCloud and you finally do get into everything, it's going to ask you to come here, and it's going to ask you to confirm something with the Apple Store. But I'll put you guys further hip on that, just a little bit of information or whatever. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, you know what I just realized? They finally have a weather app for the iPad. They didn't used to have that, man. I would definitely click allow while using. Okay, since this is here, let's touch on this really quick, but I'm definitely going to come back to it in a different video. Make sure you guys are not just pushing whatever. Pay attention when this pops up on any app in your iCloud. In your iPad, on any app. Make sure you pay attention to this. So like for this, you would want to push allow while using the app. So anytime you're using this app, it's going to be allowed to get your location. But I did not know they did that. I'm so happy they updated that. Now they just need to work on Siri. But just target your location. Yeah, whatever. You guys are just trying to track me. But I feel like that's a sneaky way of saying we're just trying to track you through the weather app. But I'm not gonna get into that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope everything made sense. I try to go into depth as I can. It really was like, it was simple, so it was a lot to say, but not a lot. This is more of a simple video. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make an in-depth. No, I don't need it loud. I'm gonna make an in-depth video about all this stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm out of here.